So we have new Tenpai Dragon Support. We have a continuous spell card that we're going to check out, so make sure you watch the video. Hey everyone, this is Max at Max at TCG. Thanks for joining me in another video. So what I'm going to do is go over a new Tenpai Dragon continuous spell card that came out. It's going to be from Rage of the Abyss, and we have Unsealed the True Potential of Tenpai with Sangen Fuuro. If you want to check out the Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization article, I'll have a link in the description, as well as the cards. If you want to check out for yourself, we'll go through and read the card and discuss it. So if Sangen Fuuro, continuous spell card, you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. 1. Once per turn when a monster or monsters is destroyed by battle involving your Fire Dragon monster, you can target one of those destroyed monsters, special summon it to your field in defense position. 2. During your end phase, you can pay 1,000 life points, then target one of your Sangen spell traps in your graveyard, set it, but banish it when it leaves the field. Hey everyone, this is Editing Max. If you're enjoying the content, hit that thumbs up button, give the video a like, and leave a comment if you have any discussions you want to start, and consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more of this type of content. Everyone, thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy, and we'll get back into it. So this is a interesting card, because I think one thing we have to consider, with this card is the use, is it good, is the effect good, but then is it even useful in this type of deck, because it's a blind OTK deck meant to kill. So we kind of have two effects to kind of break down here, and I think it's important to do when thinking about cards. So for the first effect, you have the option to, pretty much steal an opponent's monster or get one of yours back. It says when a monster is destroyed by battle involving your Fire Dragon monster, so I could even be your Fire Dragon monster because it was still involved in the battle even if it was destroyed. You can target one of those destroyed monsters and special summon it. So one thing to consider when stealing your opponent's monsters, if you go into Bident Dragon first to use its effect, then you are going to be locked into dragons. So if you destroy your opponent's card, you're not going to actually be able to bring it back if it's a dragon monster because you're locked. So the stealing effect for your opponent might not be very useful potentially, so that's something to keep in mind. You can also bring back your own monster, but it's in defense, so it's not like it can attack again, so maybe there's some use for that. But I don't see the first effect being that great. The second effect I think is where it's a little bit better, but then we have to consider, is this good in a blind OTK deck? So during your opponent's end phase, you pay 1,000 life points and you can set one of your spell trap cards in your graveyard back to the field, but you do banish it when it leaves the field, so it will be pretty much permanently gone. I think one thing we should consider too is the OCG ban list. When thinking about this effect, we saw them limit the field spell, which is one of the best cards in the deck, if not the best card, because it lets you pretty much play without being able to be affected going second, since your monsters won't be affected during the main phase. So that is something I think is the most frustrating part of the deck, especially in hand trap formats. It's a lot harder to interact with this deck. And then you also have, the fact that that spell is not limited. You can then potentially get this back. But you also have to consider, do you really want to grind with this deck? To an extent, not really, because of the fact that, this deck wants to just kill. But then when you consider the state of the format, at least right now, we're in this hand trap format where you're throwing a bunch of hand traps at your opponent. This deck plays an insane amount of them. So, even if your opponent goes, you hand trap them, potentially they hand trap you and make you pass and stop your field spell. If you can hand trap them again, because they probably don't have much and maybe you didn't use all your resources, you kind of get into this, grindy kind of who can just get off the ground first state in your game, being able to get back your field spell or your quick play spells, to be able to make a play and push again, could be useful. So I could potentially see this seeing some play because of that. Hey everyone, this is Editing Max. If you're enjoying the content and you want to support the channel, you can check out the TCG affiliate link in the description below. It supports the channel and costs you nothing, and you'll just be doing the same thing you normally do when you buy cards from TCG Player. If you're new to buying cards from TCG Player, check out my website. I have a section on it that helps out new people, kind of explaining some of the aspects of TCG Player, so that way you can get the most out of your money and you don't fall into some of these weird things that some people do to push up the price of cards. If you want to become a patron on the channel, check out my Patreon. It's another way you can help support the channel. We have different perks you can check out, like a lot of archetype proxies you see on the screen. Every week, I put a new one out that everyone on the channel can vote on YouTube, and then these go to Patreon for you to print out. You can also join for early access. Some videos will be 1 day early access, others that are in a longer series could be weeks out in advance, and you can get the entire thing at once, while everyone on YouTube has to wait week by week for all the videos to come out. You can also join for an exclusive Yu-Gi-Oh! Reaction series where I watch through the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, we have discussions in the comments, and watch through it together as well. Plus, there are other perks coming out in the future. Everyone, thanks again for watching the content. what you guys think. Do you think the first effect to bring back monsters is actually useful? Is there something good you can do with your cards that's good? Do you want to try to steal your opponents before being dragon locked? Do you think the recovery is useful in the deck, or will it only be good if we hit the field spell or something to 1, allowing you to get those cards back? Definitely curious to see what you guys think. I think the card's okay overall. I don't think it's amazing. An extra little bit of support that could be good, but not the best thing. I guess the good thing is that being a continuous spell. Again, you get to potentially bring back cards even during your opponent's turn. So let me know what you guys think, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.